to your practical assessments. So with all of your assessments, they're going to have relatively the same themes throughout. There will be a scenario, there will be a checklist for you and what you need to include within the task and within the scenario, and there will be some things that you need to consider whilst you're completing the task. I'm going to run through task 1 of unit 1 so we can get a good understanding of how to do this task. Keeping in mind that this will generally be the way all tasks will be completed. So for our scenario for this particular task, you work at a stable as a stable hand. It is the expectation that all employees conduct risk assessments as required and follow reporting requirements to notify management of any hazards. So basically, you're an employee at a stable and you need to identify hazards whilst conducting a risk assessment. You also need to keep in mind that you will need to report this and notify management of anything that you find. So for our checklist, we're going to look at the "for this task you must." We're going to make sure that we're identifying at least 3 horse handling hazards and assess and discuss the associated risks. We're going to communicate this clearly with a supervisor and others near the horse being handled. And we're going to report at least 1 incident to the supervisor. Things that we need to consider. This task must be performed near a horse. The role of the supervisor can be role-played, but the individual must be visible on screen when submitting via the video portal. You must show in your video the hazards that you have identified. Keeping in mind that if you're staging these, please ensure you don't put yourself or others in harm's way. Essentially, these tasks will be role-played. You will get creative, use your imagination, and create scenarios to act out on video to show us that you have a great understanding of how to identify hazards in this particular scenario and how to get the information that you have studied in your theory and implement that into real life. As these will be videoed, you will be speaking to the camera, making sure that you're speaking clearly. Keep in mind that this is a role-played scenario, so you don't have to memorize a script, you don't have to make sure that you're fluent in videoing. If you need an aid, like some notes with you, you can use that. I hope this was helpful. Please make sure that if you have any further questions that you reach out to us.